Nitai Gaura Hari Hari
संकीर्तन की श्री प्रभुपाद की श्री राधा मदन मोहन की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
So, feeling very excited and privileged and fortunate to have His Grace Dwarkadhish Prabhu and Vishaka Mataji with all of us in our Gachibowli ISKCON Center. Hari Bol. Most of you already heard about Prabhuji and Mataji. How many are coming here for the first time? How many know? How many know? How many don't know Prabhuji and Mataji? You can. It's fine. We don't know many people in this world. Hare Krishna. So just based on that, I want to tell introduction. So Prabhuji and Mataji have been serving in this movement of ISKCON for more than 30 years. They are in ISKCON, for more than 3 decades, and they have seen many challenges. They have seen many amazing events. They have seen experiences. There are a lot of realizations. They have heard from great sannyasis. They have repeated their words. They are expert in philosophy. They are expert in Shastra. Most importantly, they are also expert in how to deal these scriptural teachings in a practical life. That is where many of us get stuck. That here is Shastra, here is scripture, here is the world, this is how the material world is. We never thought we have to implement this Shastra in this way, or should we not? There's so many things. Spiritual life changes our life. Right? I'm sure all our lives have changed after we started spirituality. But the change has to result in happiness. The change has to result in a lot of faith. That is where yes, go ahead. Correct.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the change has to result ultimately in happiness, right? So when we are trying to live a spiritual life, the faith should remain in all situations. Today's topic is also that. Today's topic is how to maintain that faith in midst of all calamities, adversities. Because when everything is going on fine, it's very easy to maintain the faith, right? And we think it is faith. But today, we are going to take a deep dive. I requested Prabhuji and Mataji to give as much time as they wish until our faith is re-established. We can keep going. Because opportunities don't come like this again and again. And I humbly request everybody to make it more interactive. Raise your hand, ask a question. If you are not asking questions here, and if you are not getting convinced here, then we can't go there. We have to close whatever thoughts we have, perspectives we have, whatever clarifications we have. And Prabhuji and Mataji have always been such an open people. I'm interacting with them a little more this time personally, and I can clearly see that they are open to hear our thoughts. They are open to correct us, open to help us. Most importantly, help us in our devotional life. So it's very amazing that we have Grihastha couple. We're all Grihasthas here. I haven't seen any Brahmacharis here. We're all Grihasthas, right? Maybe some will become Brahmacharis, I don't know. But, the kind of guidance that we're going to get is going to be very helpful in any ashram that we are. Especially Grihastha Ashram. Because we deal with many. Today morning, Prabhuji and Mati spoke on Grihastha Ashram. You can hear the recording and how Grihastha Ashram role is there. And since yesterday, yesterday morning, afternoon, evening, there were different sessions specifically for helping us, stabilize our spiritual lives. So without any more delay, I want to welcome His Grace, Dwarkadhish Prabhu, Her Grace, Vishaka Mataji with 3 loud, heartfelt Hari Bols.
Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Topic name? Yeah. Maintaining faith in midst of calamities. You can put that topic name in many, many ways.
Hey, this fan can be. Mata पर सेटला मत
माता पर तो नहीं अंधारा
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to this very special, wonderful Sunday evening program. And it's ISKCON Gachibowli.
After we calls it Gachibowli.
Gachibowli,
Mad Bowli.
Mad Bowli.
Mad place.
Some time back, I was studying about universities and I started reading something about a very powerful university in India called as Nalanda University. Some of you heard the name Nalanda University. And it came to be known through the historical understanding of this very, very uniquely powerful educational institute on the planet, that at one point of time, at the glory of the height of its excellence, it had literally millions of granthas. Not hundreds, not thousands, but millions of granthas were there. The best of professors of every field you can think of: astrology, astronomy, physics, biology, arthashastra, you name the logic, jnana, all the branches of human knowledge were all taught in this university, right? And yet, as they say, when something is so glorious, so powerful, it does attract the attention of the envious souls, right? So one such envious, degraded personality, it came to be known that this particular university is so glorious, but it is not in my land, it is not in my country. Therefore, I should destroy it. And actually, he set the entire university on fire. And it was so large. And the number of books was so many, granthas at that time were so many, it took more than 6 months to burn the whole place. 6 months to burn the whole place. Right? When a fire takes place, the building gets destroyed in a matter of a few hours. Right? But this took 6 months to burn everything to ash. So, the most important literatures which could have been useful for human civilization were lost in 6 months. The collection of thousands of years of the greatest thinkers, philosophers, rishis, sages, all in one place, finished. When granthas get destroyed, it is something similar. When you think, what does it really mean to us? How can we connect to this phenomenon of granthas getting destroyed in such unlimited large quantity? How do we connect to this? It is something similar to what would happen to us if suddenly you are in an unknown place and there is absolutely no light. Think of the situation where you are in an unknown place, you haven't been before, and then there is absolutely pitch dark. Two things will happen instantly. First is we will be struck with fear. Is it not? Struck with fear.
Yes.
And second is you will lose completely the sense of direction. And you are in a very dangerous situation. Sometimes it happens even in our own homes when you are deep asleep and then suddenly you have to get up for nature's call and the door is which side? You get lost, correct? It can happen. So granthas, the powerful granthas, are like the light of human society. Like you have a car, and however good the car is, we're driving the car, but the headlights are not there in the night. Good steering, good car, good engine, everything, but no headlights. Disaster. So human civilization, the eyes of human civilization are granthas. Therefore we always chant, Chakshu Dan Dilo Yehi Janme Janme Prabhu Sahi. We beg with earnestness to the spiritual masters that I want nothing from you except the mercy, the charity of giving me the ability to see the world through the eyes of the Shastra. And when Shastra are destroyed, then the whole world becomes plunged in utter Something similar happened at the time of Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva Manu, as you know, is the first Manu of the 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. At that time, Brahmaji just goes, I think it was evening time, and he just slowly just sort of goes into a state of semi-slumber. At that time, there's a great demon called Hayagriva. Hayagriva comes in and actually he hacks the knowledge from the heart of Brahma. Right? Now Brahma is not sitting there with granthas to refer Rigved, Samaved. They are all there within his heart. He is an embodiment of Vedic knowledge, fully. Correct? So, the first hacker of the world, you all keep hearing stories, bad stories these days of somebody losing few hundreds, few thousands, few lakhs. Just recently one patient came to me and he said, sir, his daughter also was there. I said, sir, he's okay now. I said, what happened? He's okay, he went to some stress. So then it means I have to ask what stress. So I asked what stress. So he just lost 22 lakh rupees. What happened? And he said, give me the story of what really happened. How some OTP, something happened. And so these videos every day. This is a profession now, hacking. But the first hacker is Hayagriva. Everything has to have a beginning. The hacking started from Hayagriva. The Lord incarnated at that time as Matsya Avatar. And as Matsya Avatar, and he killed the demon Hayagriva. Right? And then there is another time when Matsya Avatar appeared. There are two Matsya Avatars. At the time of the sixth Manu, it's called as Chakshusha Manu. Anybody knows which is the current Manu we have, under whose regime we are? Vaivasvat Manu. The previous Manu was Chakshusha Manu. Right? During this time also, Matsya Avatar appeared. Now, our knowledge of Matsya Avatar is not so great usually, because we talk about Ram Avatar, Narsingh Avatar, we talk about all the time. And we talk sometimes about Vaman Avatar. How often do we talk of Matsya Avatar? Very rare. At the most, we talk about him when it comes to saying the Dashavatar Sutram. Pralaya Payodhi Jale Ritavana Sivedam Vihita Vitra Charitram Akhedam Keshavadrita Meena Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. And yet, every incarnation has so much there for human civilization to learn. Apani Achari Prabhu Sabhat Jivera Sikhai. When the Lord comes to this world, Jivera, Sabhat Jivera, right? We are Jivas. And there is so much for us to learn about life. And a father is so concerned about his children that he comes not once, he comes twice, he comes again and again, either himself personally as a Dashavatars, but he will keep sending his prophets, his associates, his Parshad, to keep his children in a state of knowledge, so they never become Pathabhrashta. And as darkness become Pathabhrashta, right? They should be on the path of truth. So today we're going to discuss something about this very special avatar called as Matsya Avatar, which is very infrequently talked about. If in a calendar we have Vaman Dwarkadhish, we have Narsingh Chaturdashi, but we don't have Matsya Avatar appearance day, so we don't discuss it. And yet, as you will see today, we can glean out so many valuable lessons from the pastime of Matsya Avatar. Matsya Avatar ki Jai.
So the whole theme of Matsya Avatar is how this stealing of knowledge and Vedas has been since the beginning of creation. It's, as we said, it's nothing new now, because nothing new starts. Everything, what is happening, only the technique changes. right? That's the only thing. There's nothing new in one sense. So, as he said that the second Matsya Avatar came during the time of Chakshusha Manu.
Your voice is not so clear.
Hare Krishna.
It's lifted.
And it's okay. It's okay. So we understand that this, what was it? Chakshusha Manu. So how this, since the beginning of creation, this activity is going on about loss of knowledge and recovering it. So how does the Lord accomplish his business about restoring this knowledge, right? And he does it through whom? He does this through rishis and sometimes through rajarshis. Rajarshis and rishis, they are assisting the Lord in this very important mission. And one such rajarshi was Maharaj Satyavrat. Maharaj Satyavrat was a very great king. And in those days, kings were not only interested in power and wealth and all of that. They really wanted to benefit their citizens. And for doing that, they knew that we need to have the power. We need to be empowered to be able to do. Usually people want a post and a position without the responsibility of doing it. But the kings of that time, why were they called Rajarshis? Because they were responsible kings. But they understood very properly that in order to, shoulder such a big responsibility of taking care of a whole kingdom, we cannot do it on our own unless we could have the mercy of the Lord. And how does one attract the mercy of the Lord? By performing austerities. Right? By performing austerities, which are different austerities in different yugas. So he was performing austerities, and austerities you do not do in the comfort of your house or something, Usually where do you go and do austerities? On the mountains, on the riversides, in the forests, like that. So he chose to do it on the banks of a river which was known as Kritamala river. That river is in Tamil Nadu, and today it is not known as Kritamala, it is known as the Vaigai Nadi. Somebody, you must be knowing about it more than us, you will know. Right, so the Vaigai river is there. Now, there's a little bit of history to it, interesting history. That this Vaigai Nadi comes from the Malaya hills. It descends from there. And in that area, there was the king, Pandya king, who had a very, very beautiful daughter. And the name of the daughter, the daughter was very beautiful, but most beautiful part of her were her eyes. And that is why she was known as Meenakshi. Meenakshi temple is there, right? We know that. So she was Meenakshi. And this Meenakshi, right from the time she was born and she was a small kid, she had only one desire. I want to marry Lord Shiva. Now if somebody came and told you that your small daughter, that Papa, I want to marry Lord Shiva, you say, sit down. Huh? You know Lord Shiva is a big person. Everybody cannot. But this king also was a great devotee. So he could understand that this persistent desire of his daughter was no ordinary thing, that she's serious about it. And why was she having that desire? Because actually she was an incarnation and expansion of Mother Parvati. So he sent the invitation to Lord Shiva when she became of marriageable age, that Lord Shiva, such and such is my daughter's desire, I want to offer her. So please accept this invitation and take the hand of my daughter. So Shiva also, Shiva is Shiva, he understands that she is my eternal consort. So he agreed and he said, okay, I am coming, So the king made preparations, and you can imagine when the king's daughter's wedding is there, the princess's wedding, what sort of preparations can go on in a kingdom? We see material weddings today, they spend crores of rupees and for days of celebration and waste of money, they do so much. So the king also did it in a very, very traditional and spiritual way. He decorated the whole city and they had so many musical instruments playing and name it, they had a huge feast prepared, and then all of them were waiting for the Bharat to come. That's the highlight, na? The Bharat is coming. So they had made all preparations to receive the Bharat, and they're all waiting and looking, Bharat is coming, and there they see Lord Shiva coming on his Mercedes Benz. What is this Mercedes Benz? Nandi Bull. So he came on Nandi Bull, And then one person was next to him, and they are seeing that okay, others must be coming behind, and they're looking, and nobody's coming. Only Shiva and this person came. So the king asked, offered his respects and all, and he said, "Where is the Bharat?" He's saying, "This is it. Two of us have come." He said, "What? I have prepared a feast for so many thousands of people, and only two of you have come. All prasad will be wasted and all." So the king said, Lord Shiva said, "Don't worry. This assistant of mine, his name is Pulyodar, he will do the needful. Don't worry." So in front of everybody's eyes, the marriage ceremony took place, and then he sat down to eat the feast, and he ate, and he ate, and he ate, and he ate. Sometimes we feel we are like that, when we are traveling, we just eat and eat. He finished the whole feast. When you eat so much, what happens to you? Sleep till later on. But you feel thirsty. So he was thirsty, he wanted to drink water. And they offered him as much quantity of food, that much your thirst is also there, right? So he drank up all the water that was around, and he said, "Still my thirst is not quenched. I want." So when the servant wants something, who will he look to? His master. So he looked at Lord Shiva and he said, "I'm thirsty." So what did Shiva do? He took out his jata and he put it on the ground, and from there this Vaigai river came. And you know what is there in the jata of Lord Shiva? Ganga. So Vaigai Nadi is non-different than Ganga. It's non-different than Ganga, So in this way, this king, King Satyavrat, he was doing austerities on the bank of Kritamala river. And as part of how do you worship a river? How do you worship a river? You take the water of the river and offer it to the water. But what can you offer a great person? Sometimes, some great people come. So what can you offer them? Like we were discussing today morning, what can you offer your parents? What your parents have given you, from that something you will take out and offer your parents as a gift, right? So he also took water in his palms and he was about to offer. And suddenly what does he see in his palms? There is a small fish in the thing. So naturally, if you are doing offering and a fish comes, you become little alarmed, that, oh, a fish has come, But before he was about to put the fish back into the river, the fish spoke. It's alarming enough to have a fish in your palm, and that to have a speaking fish. Ooh, the fish starts speaking to him, and he said, "My dear king, the ocean, the river and the ocean is a very dangerous place. There are many dangerous other fishes who will eat me up. I need protection. And you are the king, it is your duty to protect every citizen. I am also a citizen. Please protect me." So the king took the fish and obviously, he brought a jug of water and he put it in. Fish can survive in water. So he put it in the jug of water and he went back to his palace for the day's austerities were over. So they went, and as soon as he put the jug down in this palace, the fish began to grow. She grew big. He grew big, and he outgrew the jug. So again the fish spoke that, "My dear king, put me in a suitable container. This is now no more suitable." So the king took and he put him in a bigger container, and then within moments in front of his eyes, he outgrew that bigger container. And then he said, "Please put me in another suitable container." And he took him and he put him in the well, and he outgrew the well. And this happened several times, from the well, from the jug to a bigger container to well to lake to river. And by then, obviously, the king understood that this cannot be an ordinary fish. Because he understands. So this is such a sweet reciprocation of the Lord, that the devotee looks for protection, his protection to the Lord. But here, the Lord is looking for his protection from his devotee. This is the sweet reciprocative rasa, which the Lord and the devotee have, which keeps multiplying. The Lord protects his devotee, the devotee protects the Lord. The Lord protects his devotee. We see in history, so many deities are there in Vrindavan. The Lord is present in the deity, right? The Lord can protect himself, but he would look for his devotees to protect him. whether it was the Rajputs or whoever they are, that they had to transport the deities from the foreign invaders who would come and do. So this is a very sweet reciprocation between the Lord and his devotees. You cannot say, "Okay, oh Lord, you are Lord, protect yourself. I'm not going to do anything." No. But the Lord, the devotee, out of his love for the Lord, feels protective that I am the one who has to do this seva for the Lord. Right? So in this way, the king understood that he is the Lord. And then obviously when you meet the Lord, what do? Started offering prayers. Prayers of love and devotion he was offering. And so many prayers he offered that the Lord, after his prayers, he said that, "My dear king, I am so pleased with you. I am so pleased with your devotion that I want to tell you that 7 days from today there is going to be a big deluge. There's going to be a big deluge and the whole place will be over flooded with water." Right? So I request you that you take 4 things with you. What all you should take? Collect the rishis, collect the seeds, collect the species, one species of each, and the 4th thing is collect herbs. Right? These 4 things he asked him to collect. What do those 4 things represent? We will come to it in few minutes. So the king did as per the Lord's desire, and he said, when the deluge will come, you will see a big boat coming. So what do? You tie, all of you board the boat, and then you tie me. I will appear there, and you tie the boat to me, and I will take you across the deluge. Right? So the king obviously started doing preparations for the deluge, because he came to know, he collected the seeds, the herbs, the species, and the rishis. Right? He collected all of this, and then lo and behold, the pralay came, and there he saw this boat coming from far. And the boat, all these things were loaded on the boat, and then suddenly he sees this beautiful golden fish swimming in the ocean. Right? It was just swimming in the ocean, and it had a horn. The fish had a horn. So he had to tie the boat to the horn. Now, with what rope would you tie? Cotton rope, nylon rope, what type of rope? Right? The Lord is special, the boat is special, the pastime is special, so you need a special rope. And whenever there is a need of a special rope, obviously the best rope is Vasuki. Where else did Vasuki help? In the Lord's pastime, Samudra Manthan. So Vasuki is like red ever ready battery. On summon, he immediately comes, So he came, and he was tied to the horn and the boat, and the boat started moving in this ocean of pralay. And while the boat was moving around, the Lord instructed the king and the rishis who were present there in a backward way, just like the sun god instructed Hanuman while in motion. Right? You all know the story of that sun god, there was no admission left in the school. So Hanumanji said, "Don't worry, I will learn while you are rotating and revolving around." So he was going backward, and all the knowledge he got was from sun god over there. So in this way, the Lord performed this very, very beautiful pastime of Matsya Avatar. Right? And the 4 things what we were mentioning about, that the rishis, the seeds, the herbs, and the species. So why was these 4 things specifically decided to be protected? Because the rishis, what do? They are preservers of knowledge. They protect knowledge. They have knowledge in them. So for preserving knowledge, you should protect the rishis. For seeds, the herbs are for what? Medicinal use. Because Janma Mrityu Jara is going to be there in all the future generations. So herbs were needed, so that anytime there is medicinal need, the herbs will be there. Seeds are needed for procreation. That you want to procreate, for how do you say it?
For cultivating crops.
Cultivating the crops and all. And the species were needed for procreation. that you have to generate more species of the same thing. So in this way, the whole pralay got over, and the Lord did, and the king lived for some years, and then he left his body. And when he left his body, he took his next birth as the son of the sun god, and his name was Vivaswan. And he became the Vaivasvat Manu, and his name was Shraddhadev. Right? We say no, Vivaswan Manave Praha. Right? Bhagavad Gita, we talk about that. So the sun god spoke the science of Bhagavad Gita to his son Manu. Right? So this is a very, very beautiful pastime in short, which we mentioned about. But our Shukdev Goswami, when he was telling Parikshit Maharaj, every time he would tell a pastime, he would give a benediction. Right? So it is said that anyone who hears this pastime is delivered from what? Reactions of sinful life. How many of us do sinful?
Not do it.
Not deliberately,
but in the past.
but unknowingly also sometimes you land up. No, that I am going to do sinful. Nobody is going to do it like that. But sometimes in Kali Yuga, unknowingly you will end up doing. But by hearing this beautiful pastime of the Lord, he gives this benediction that anybody who hears is delivered from the reaction of all sinful life. But there is one more benediction to the narrators also. And it is said, one who narrates will have all his ambitions fulfilled and will undoubtedly return back to Godhead. So with a selfish motive, aise nahi to waise, we want to go back to Godhead. But each of you can narrate in turn and also, take advantage of that benediction that is given. Right? So this is some knowledge which we have got. But when we hear these things, we are getting some knowledge. But this knowledge has to be transformed into what? Wisdom. Knowledge, if it remains knowledge, it is not of much benefit to us. But when you transform that into wisdom, when it deepens into wisdom, then what grows in us? Nishtha. Right? We have Adav Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha, Anartha Liberty. All these stages are there. There is one stage which is known as Nishtha. Nishtha means firm faith. Right? So when we are hearing about the pastimes of the Lord, the activities of the Lord, ultimately what are we trying to achieve within our heart? Firm faith. Firm faith in the Lord, in His pastimes, in His, protection, in everything we are trying to develop that faith. So when we hear these things, we want to learn the art of anchoring our faith, which is known as Nishtha. So the topic we thought of today is anchoring our faith in Nishtha. We want to do that. Okay. So now we will this is the pastime we told. And as Prabhuji explained that the Lord teaches, gives us pastimes because Jivera Sikhainu. He wants to teach us what we are able to learn. So some lessons are there from that. If we could try to understand and go a little bit deeper in it, we will benefit more from hearing these pastimes.
Talking about Nishtha, Dwarkadhish, our beloved Lord, spoke a very beautiful verse. He said, Antare Nishtha Bahya Loka Bhyavar Achire Hobe Tomar Krishna Uddhar. It's a very sublime sloka for Grihasthas. Prabhuji was saying about Grihasthas. So, there are two levels of existence which we have, right? We have an external domain of activity which we have to perform. That is called as Loka Vyavahar. That means you have to work as a Grihastha, as a businessman, as an IT professional, as a mother, as a yoga teacher, as a designer, whatever, right? So we have a Loka Vyavahar, right? Which we must do with a sense of responsibility. But the Lord is not saying that that is the only thing we need to do. As devotees, there is an internal side also. What is internal side? Antare Nishtha. First thing the Lord is asking is Antare Nishtha, then Bahya Loka Vyavahar, right? Arjuna also was told, Ma Manusmara Siddhascha. So first, Antare, you remember me with great faith that I am actually doing this as a service to my beloved Lord, my friend, right? And Bahya Loka, his Loka Vyavar was to be a Kshatriya and do his duties as a statesman Kshatriya for establishing Dharma. So we also are hankering for. So Bahya Loka Vyavar is not difficult to understand. We all know, we can understand that we need to do work hard, we work honestly, but we must do responsibility. That is easy to understand. But what the Lord is looking for is Antare Nishtha. So by hearing these pastimes, we are actually looking for opportunities to deepen that Nishtha. Right? That Nishtha is like our roots of our soul. If you think of a soul as a seed, and the seed has to sprout as a Bhaktilata beej, then the beej is to have, the seed has to grow. And the seed, when the seed is growing into a plant or a sapling, right, it requires roots. That roots actually are what? Our Shraddha. Our Shraddha. You are only as strong, we are only as strong in our Krishna consciousness to the extent we are rooted in Shraddha. Right? It starts with Komal Shraddha, and then it comes the fifth stage of Bhakti is called as Nishtha. Nishtha. Okay? So, the first lesson which we want to learn from this particular pastime is always be spiritually prepared. Right? If it is monsoon time, of course today the monsoons are not yet arrived, but from our experience, when monsoon comes, what do you expect on monsoons? There will be, yeah, of course there will be rain, yeah, that's obvious. But can you expect floods, waterlogging, traffic jams and accidents, skidding of cars? Expect that? You're not surprised, it's monsoon, right? There will be waterlogging. There will be sometimes be flooding of waters, gutters will be blocked, and then you have to wade through the waters, etc. You expect some people will get some diseases in monsoon, right? As they pass through dirty water. Correct? If you're driving on the road, are you when you're driving the road, when you see a truck which is capsized, upside down, are you surprised? You're not surprised. In a road where there are 10,000 cars moving, few vehicles will capsize because of drunken driving or sleeping during. You're not surprised, right? So in this world, my dear friends, when we are living in this world, right, then we don't have to be surprised that there will be deluges, that there will be pralayas, that there will be serious challenges, because the design of this world is like that. No matter who you are, you can be anybody in the world. However qualified, however great, however healthy, however well positioned you are, there will always be some unexpected adversities will be there. Is it not true? Right? There always will be surprises. So first thing in our life is that when adversities come, don't get shocked. As you say, ye to nahi tha. Bound to happen, right? And this is as you said, the design of this world. This world was never designed to be a very comfortable, nice, beautiful place where you just like walking in the bed of roses and going in a garden and having a nice place. It is a nice park, definitely, but it can become suddenly a Jurassic Park also. Correct? Right? It is a park like that. So expect, and therefore, the vital question for us as sadhakas is, we need to be always in a state of preparedness. When you are living in the world, you have neighbors, you have this country in the neighborhood, this country in the neighborhood. So there could anytime be tension and there could be erupt into a war. If a war starts between two neighboring countries, are you surprised? You are not surprised, right? Because there is always some political tension, some geopolitical changes taking place which can erupt into a violent situation. You are not surprised. Similarly, we are not going to be surprised, but we need to be, the country has always to be prepared that the neighboring country may attack. It will not, when the attack comes in, I will see what to do. Does ever any country do that? No? The country will always spend a good amount of its budget, its intelligentsia, to see that it is always prepared in case tomorrow there is a forbidden situation where there is a war, right? And therefore, even as devotees, we are called as spiritual warriors. Please remember that. When you enter into the realm of Krishna consciousness, if anybody comes here the thinking that now that I'm becoming a devotee chanting Hare Krishna, अभी सब क्या हो जाएगा? अभी सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Right? There will be no more problems. There are nice devotees there, prasad is there, chanting is there, dancing is there, feasting is there. ये ऐसे ही रहने वाला है. Throughout my entire life it will be the same. Then we are a bit of a going to be upset with that ideology, right? And therefore, one way, this could be a very big topic, how to be remain spiritually prepared. But one simple but powerful way, which is practical, which many devotees practice this who are sincere, is be conscious of imminent death. Be conscious that we are not going to live here forever, right? And that death can come at any time. And therefore, to prove this point, Sukadeva Goswami Maharaj talks about a very special personality in the 9th canto called as Maharaj Khatwanga. Their stories especially, see, every story has some very strong inputs, some very strong lessons, some sikshas are there, right? So Khatwang Maharaj, after fighting, he was sort of deputed, he was asked to come to the heavenly planets because even though he was on earth planet, he had such shaurya, such valor, such valiant fighter that even the demigods felt that if he is there with us, success is assured. So they actually asked to come from the planet Earth to this Swargaloka realm. And he was fighting, relentlessly fighting for demigods, right? And after a long fight, at last demigods were victorious. And demigods are the great souls. When you please them, they will always give you some ashirvad. When you please parents, what will they say? Ayushman Bhava, or they'll say Vijay Bhava. They bless you, right? So great souls always want to bless. Demigod said, I'm so happy, please ask something. So the brilliance of the request made by Khatwang Maharaj is a directional situation for all of us. Right? He did not ask anything mundane. Right? He said, just tell me one thing. How much time do I have to live in this world? Please meditate sometimes on the power of this request. It's something so uniquely ever asked by anybody from demigods. Demigods, when people worship demigods, there are many people in India who worship demigods. What do they ask usually? Dhanam dehi, bharya dehi. For this deha, you give me dehi, right? Because I'm a deha and I need some dehi, right? So they keep on asking so many demigods. How many demigod worshippers will ever ask that, tell me how much time do I have? But Khatwang Maharaj was a Param Vaishnava. And Vaishnavas are most intelligent people in the creation. And this is the brilliance of their intelligence that they said, tell me how much time do I have? Said, you have only one moment. Now, one moment in the heavenly planets is equal to one murta. So he had only 48 minutes to live in this world. 48 minutes. So he immediately, one moment is equal to 48, one moment there is equal to 40 minutes here. So he immediately descended mystically by the demigod's mercy to the earth planet, and he sat down Padmasan. And what did he took in his bead bag? And he started doing what? Started chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
It doesn't say in Bhagavatam he chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I'm saying that. But he immediately went into a deep state of absorption and samadhi on the form and the name of the Lord. Right? And therefore, my dear friends, you will see that if in the morning time when we get up, if you just during japa time, remember once, death can come at any time. Right? Now in Kali Yuga, astrology does not really often work. When a tsunami takes place, how many people die? 50,000 people die. They all have their own horoscopes, that they will live for 75 years, 20 years, 30 years. Tsunami comes, what happens? Everyone dies. They are not told that you will do the right. So in Kali Yuga, Akal Mrityu is very common, right? And therefore, any point of time, Akal Mrityu can, because in Kali Yuga everything is topsy-turvy. So preparedness means that we are so rooted in our sadhana on a daily basis, right? That when something happens, we are prepared to take complete shelter of the Lord. One of my friends is working, used to work, one of our brahmacharis today, used to work for the army earlier. A good friend of mine, we were discussing, Prabhuji, what did you really learn there? Tell us something about army life, how did you conduct your life during those years before being a brahmachari? He said, so he told me a few things and he said, we had one slogan, he said. We had one slogan which we always lived by, and they indoctrinated the slogan deep into our consciousness. I said, what is that? Because that made us completely fit to face any challenge when the enemy is attacked. I said, what is that? He said, those who sweat in peace bleed less in war. Those who sweat in peace will bleed less in war, right? You're not willing to get bleed all over, to become bloody mess in a war, right? You want to bleed as minimal as possible. You want less bullets to hit you, correct? When you're on the front line. So what will happen when you are sweating in peace? What do you mean sweating in peace? That means they have their sadhana, what they call their, and they have their
Practice.
Yeah, they're the practices, their drills, they call it drills, right? Well, they have 20 kilos of weight and they make you run for 20 rounds in a big, huge stadium, right? And it's a hot sun, correct? That means you have to. That means any particular situation you get into, firefighting, jumping high buildings, rope climbing, will teach you all sorts of things, right? Because anything can happen during a war. You may have to jump buildings. There may be a fire taking place. Anything. So they are prepared. When those who are sincerely practicing, they will win the war and bleed less. This is something which we also need to understand. So be always spiritually prepared. The slogan is, anything can happen to anyone at any time, anywhere. Right? So don't get surprised. Anything can happen to anyone, whoever you are in the world, the president of the country or a beggar on the street. Anything can happen to anyone at any time, anywhere. Right? This sounds scary, but this is the design of the world. And a wise man is a person who, if he is living in this world, he should know what the design of the world is. If you're living in America, you should know about American laws. If you're living in a particular place, you should know everything about that place. If you're living in the material world, we should know about what this place is all about. Hare Krishna.
So one time one devotee brought his friend to meet our spiritual master, and he said, Maharaj, please meet him. He is Mr. Reddy. Very common surname in Andhra, right? Mr. Reddy. So Maharaj looked at him and saying, are you ready for Krishna? Are you ready for Krishna? So are we ready? That is the thing that we were speaking about. The second lesson which we can learn from this Matsya avatar is what? The Lord always protects his devotees. The Lord has several qualities, and one of the qualities of the Lord is what? The quality of nobility. Anybody knows what is nobility?
He says a very noble soul.
Noble soul.
Very noble
nobility.
soul.
Sajjanta. Very magnanimous person. Very generous person. Right? Somebody who is a very magnanimous king. Or he's a very generous businessman. Whatever, So, we wanted to give the exact definition of nobility. So, nobility is defined as magnanimity of heart. Natural tendency for giving mercy, protection and generosity to others, and what is important is now, even beyond what they deserve. That's the important point in nobility, right? Even beyond what you deserve. And this is the theme of the Bhagavatam again and again. If we see how the Lord has protected so many devotees, right? In so many forms, the Lord has protected them. And that is all because not that all devotees did so much, But nobility means you do this much and you are given this much beyond what you are deserving. So the Lord is known as the Lord of integrity. He is the greatest person. Integrity means what? कि किसी ने आपके लिए कुछ, somebody did something, you want to reciprocate, and with loyalty, that I want to be so loyal to my devotee. We are talking about loyalty to the Lord, but the Lord is so loyal कि आपने इतना सा भक्ति किया, कभी कभी भूल से भी भक्ति किया, unintentionally done bhakti, but the Lord never forgets. And recently in our hospital we had one case like that in our radiology department there are technicians who are working. So one of the technicians wanted to go home little early, so he told his colleague who was going to come who had a night shift, right? We have night shift also because it's 24/7 hospital has to be on. So this technician was going to come at 9 o'clock. So his friend phoned him and he saying, अरे यार मुझे कहीं बाहर जाना है, can you come 2 hours early please? So they were friends, so he complied. He said, ठीक है तुझे, I'll come by 7. So he came at 7 o'clock. He came into the radiology department and he sat on his console. Chair होता है बैठने के लिए, to take over the monitors and all. As soon as he sat on the console, he collapsed. The technician collapsed, and because he had collapsed in the hospital, we had emergency and everybody, they came, they took him into the emergency. ECG was taken, and all the tests were done, and they realized that he had a massive heart attack, right? Immediately our cardiologist was called and intervention was done and he was saved, right? Now he was not like a devotee full-time initiated, but he was serving in Prabhupada's hospital. He had served many devotees, and by his service attitude and his humility, he had so many doctors, and he was very dear to everybody. Everybody knew him and all. Just because of some service which he did in Prabhupada's hospital, in Krishna's hospital, what happened? If he would have got this heart attack at his home, 100% he would have died. Because the time was of essence. He was in the hospital, immediately rushed, treatment done, taken to the cardiology department, everything was done. He never comes early, he comes at 9 o'clock. Why did his friend call him on that day only at 7 o'clock? We might think but nothing happens in this world by fluke. Krishna is orchestrating all of this, and this is just one of the examples which you can give hundreds of examples like this to show that how the Lord has unfailingly protected his devotees. There is a verse in Bhagavatam, Kunti Maharani says, Vishan Mahagne, what is that verse? Purusharthas Darshanat
Asat Sabhaya Vanavasana. So this verse is what she's talking about. Kunti Maharani is expressing deep gratitude for all the times she remembered the Lord had intervened and protected her. So we're going to recount this right now. What are the things which Kunti Maharani says where the Lord had protected her?
Vishan Mahagne.
Varnavrat, okay?
That is Vishan Mahagne, the
Yes.
Mahagni that was there.
Then?
First was Vishan, Vish deke. Bhima was fed.
Then? Lakshagra. Then? Asat Sabha. The Sabha is what? It's called a vicious assembly. Prabhupada said the word vicious assembly where Draupadi was, attempted to be disrobed. Then? Vanavas, right? Then the fight with Hidimba, right? That was there. And then in the Mahabharata war, we were going to Kurukshetra. Recently we went to Kurukshetra. Last year we went to Kurukshetra with a group of nice Vaishnavas. And we were in the bus from Delhi to Kurukshetra and we just were recounting the Mahabharata. And we kept on studying the Mahabharata. How many times in Mahabharata Krishna has intervened to save the Pandavas and the devotees? And we had not one or two, but we had more than 30-40 times where Krishna actually had intervened, right? So after every episode it says that, therefore Krishna always, so we kept on saying this mantra every time. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. So this is a symptom of surrender, my dear devotees. There are 6 symptoms of surrender, and one of them is that this faith that Krishna will always.
So he protected, but now he protected Gajendra. We know that, right? How? But you would say, "Arey, he came so late. Late to late, but he came." Sometimes flights are late, right? He was coming on Garuda Airlines. The Lord was coming on Garuda Airlines. But it was so, the call, it is explained by our acharyas that Gajendra's call was so intense that Lord was sitting with Lakshmi in Vaikuntha, and and Gajendra offered that lotus flower, and suddenly you experience that you are doing something and some message comes and you become restless. Nobody knows why you have become restless, but everything was peaceful, everything is nice, and suddenly you become restless. Okay, I have to get into action. Some place needs me. So the Lord got up and he started running, and he told driver, "Gadi nikalo," like that, Garuda, come on. So he started flying on Garuda there, and Garuda, what is Garuda speed? Can't match any airlines. But the Lord's desire to protect his devotee was so much that he was feeling, "Kya 40 ki speed pe chala hai?" Fly fast, fly faster. But Garuda was like, well, how much faster can I fly, It was so much, then he thought that Garuda is too slow. So what he did, he got down. Sometimes you just can't leave the car there, you have to take the car with you. So the Lord took Garuda on his back. And he started running because that was the intensity of his eagerness to protect his devotee. And what happened? Garuda, with 2 hands, he is holding Garuda on his back and he's running. And suddenly, what happened is dhoti started coming out. Vishnu's dhoti became a little loose. Now, how to tighten? If he leaves it, then Garuda will fall out. Men must have experienced in Kirtan. Dhoti is falling off.
Suddenly you go out of the kirtan. Excuse me, please. But ecstasy is all right, but there's emergency here.
Even for us women, sometimes the pleats of the sari are coming out or whatever, So the Lord didn't want to wait. "Arey, 1 minute, Garuda, I'll put you down." That would take some time, no? He didn't want to stop only. He kept running, but then how to do it? Suddenly he manifested 2 more hands. And with 2 hands he was holding Garuda, and with 2 hands he put the dhoti on and he ran and he was there to chop off the head of the crocodile and protect Gajendra. Right? So sometimes the Lord might get late, but that is also with a purpose, to increase our intensity to pray. Even for Draupadi, came a little late, but he protected. But sometimes it is also the case that how would you justify Lord didn't protect Jatayu, Lord didn't protect Abhimanyu, then what is the protection that the Lord is assuring? We can get that doubt, right? The Acharyas explain that the protection is not only the protection of body. Sometimes he protects your body, and sometimes if the body is not, some situation demands that, but he at least protects your faith at the time when you are leaving the body. What faith? What is the faith that is being spoken about here? No, that the Lord loves you. Right? There was a case of Mother Ladini. I don't know how many of you all know that. Her case was there. Her body was killed. Jatayu was killed. But when they were killed, the Lord personally performed his Shraddha of Jatayu. We know he was not present when Dashrath Maharaj left his body, but he was there when Jatayu left his body. Right? So these instances, they show that even though the Lord has his own, he is Abhigya and Swarat, his own power of discrimination, how he will do it. How he will do is secondary, but he will do it. At the time of leaving the body, if you can remember the Lord, that is the protection he's talking about. Anta kalecha mameva. So sometimes devotees say, that if I die in an accident, if I'm dying of cancer, I have time to prepare, Okay, let me prepare my mind. People can read Bhagavatam, do Kirtan. But accident, what happens? Suddenly, you left your body. I couldn't even think. I didn't know I'm leaving my body. Otherwise, I would have thought of Krishna at that time. But I didn't know I'm doing that. So then, how do you justify? So even if you are not in a position to remember the Lord remembers you and comes in your memory. If you have done some seva to the Lord. That is the beauty. In material world, people are so ungrateful, bosses and all. You have served them for so many years and suddenly they will give you a pink slip. Bye, we don't need you. AI. AI has come, now we don't need you,
AI causes more buy.
There is so much of, what do you say, ungratefulness or insensitivity or whatever you could call. But just imagine the Lord, that one small thing you do, He will never ever forget. When Krishna came in Krishna Leela and he did the Makhan Chor Leela, so many purposes were solved. But what would he do in the Makhan Chor Leela? He would eat the butter and then he would call the monkeys and give butter to them also. All his friends and monkeys and all. Friends को दिया तो ठीक है, monkeys को क्या butter देने का? It takes मेहनत ना to make the butter. Monkeys को भी देते थे. So again, our Acharya Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that why would he serve butter to the monkeys? Because he would remember that in my previous incarnation of Lord Ram, these monkeys were the one who helped me to get Sita back. So how can I forget? So generations of monkeys I will serve and take care of. I mean, there are so many instances like that. The 7 tal trees are there. Everything. So this quality we have to remember of nobility of the Lord. That the Lord is extremely wonderful person and that He will always protect me if I sincerely try to perform my practices of bhakti. That is the second lesson. Everything is so exciting. You can, what's the time? Oh yeah.
Just 7.
He said we can continue till tomorrow morning. So we can have all the time.
Light is a light.
Another very emerging lesson from this beautiful pastor Matsya Avatar is the Lord's diligency in saving the transcendental knowledge. Right? The Lord is aware that I have deputed the acharyas and rishis for a particular purpose. Right? So if you have to only save the species and the herbs and the seeds and not give them a sense of direction, that would be a disservice. So he had to save first the rishis. So our ISKCON society and all Vaishnava society for that matter are concerned about preserving transcendental knowledge. Right? Because with the passage of time, yogo nashta, things can get destroyed. Right? The birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu destroyed. Thakur Bhakti Vinod, today we have Chaitanya Charitamrita is there in everybody's house. All of us have books, right? But just 100 years ago, Bhakti Thakur, there was no authentic copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita was not there, right? It doesn't exist, right? It was written by Kaviraj Goswami and it was lost in between 300 years, correct? And therefore, the immense need to preserve, like we use preservatives, right? You want something to last for long, you use preservatives. The whole science of preservatives, right? So we want to preserve for the Vaishnava sampradayas, for the Vaishnava community. Their concern is not just to preserve themselves, preserve the family, preserve their money, but to preserve transcendental knowledge, because this is going to be relevant as a legacy for generations to come. And therefore, you can see the immense stress of Prabhupada to such a degree to do book distribution. Book distribution, right? A parallel organization he created, ISKCON and BBT. It's a parallel organization practically, right? The institution may go through some halchal gadbad, but BBT would remain always intact forever. Because these are the only hope for human society. Without granthas, we cannot eliminate the granthi of material existence. Grantha and granthi. So we have something called Hridaya Granthi, attachment to this world. It's a cycle of birth and death. Padero, keep rotting in this wilderness of this material existence. What is the hope? The hope is, and therefore we can see Prabhupada has spent all his nights to write these granthas. And therefore, we can see here a direct relation between Matsya Avatar and Srila Prabhupada. Matsya Avatar came to preserve transcendental knowledge, and he has empowered Prabhupada in a very specific way that you also preserve and create these granthas which will serve your society. Right? So we can see a connection between this avatar and Prabhupada very nicely. And therefore, the granthas we preserve, that means the books have to be there, book distribution, book distribution. That means thousands, tens of thousands. I think I read somewhere 52 million Gitas distributed so far. Huge numbers are going out. But there is another very important thing. Preservation of knowledge is not only by distributing books. We have to read them, we have to teach them, and we have to live them. Preservation of knowledge is by three things. To read those granthas, right? As Grihasthas, sometimes we may fall short of this habit, but we are fixed on our rounds and fixed in our sadhana otherwise, but we may fall short because of time and other material duties of the worldly nature. We fall short of this need to really be siddhantically very strong. In ISKCON, it has been seen over the years that those whose siddhanta has been strong, they are having the armor to fight any challenge of their life. But the siddhanta goes wrong, then the first question when the adversity strikes, you start wondering, why me? Why me? Why is Krishna doing this to me? If that question arises, it's unfortunate that we were in a utopian thing that if I do Krishna's service, then all the material problems should be solved. Krishna has never, there's not a single sloka in the Gita or the scriptures where Krishna says, if you serve me, I'll solve all the material problems. Is it there? No. Not there. Arjun had to lose his son in the war and go through that immense sorrow and grief of losing his son in the war. Even though Arjuna is fighting for Krishna, he's fighting day and night, that crazy is fighting to fulfill Krishna's desire, but he had to lose his son. He can ask Arjuna, what is this Krishna? My dearmost son, my single most son, my dearmost son, Abhimanyu, first war is his first debut in the war, and you had him killed. You could have saved him. Right? Look at my sorrow, look at my tears. Who's going to wipe them? He did not say that. Right? So for a Vaishnava, he can never ask this question, why me? But he just bows down his head in gratitude. My dear Lord, I know that you are giving me a small part of what is really deserving as per my prarabdha karma. And I will go through this with faith, right? And I will remember you through this particular adversity. Do whatever is necessary, but I know that this is for my purification. Every adversity, my dear friends, is not a punishment, but a purification. For the non-devotee people, every adversity is a punishment for all the wrongs we have done. But for a Vaishnava, it is never a punishment. Our God, our Krishna, is not a sadistic God. He gets no pleasure in punishing devotees. In fact, he tries to minimize, right? Minimize. And therefore, one of the most important verses Srila Prabhupada taught us in this regard of adversity discussion is from the Srimad Bhagavatam 14, Canto 10, chapter 14, Prayers of Brahma, when you would say, Tatte anukampa susamikshamano bhunjan evatma kritam vipakam ridvavatu bir ridan namaste jivita yamukti sadaya bhak. Right? That when a devotee can do just one thing, all that you require to do in adversity is put your head down, fold your hands, and say one thing. Thank you, Krishna. Three things are required. Fold your hands, put your head down, and just say, I don't understand this, my dear Lord. But if you are, I know that you are good. You couldn't be doing something bad for me. There's going to be some good in this for me. You are trying to relieve me of the burden of millions of years of bad karma through some small adversity you sent me. Therefore, I must say what now? Thank you. Right? If we can do this, That means we have digested knowledge. It's not enough to just eat food. Shravanam, we say Shravanam all the time, right? Shravanam is there, definitely. You must hear. But by good sadhana and developing faith, that faith gives you ability to digest transcendental knowledge because it is heavy. This knowledge is not light knowledge. It is as heavy as Krishna, right? And therefore, when you eat badam, pista, kaju, etc., it is good to eat all that, right? Somebody says, it's very good for health, eat badam, eat pista, soak chia seeds, this, that, will. But you have to first have some power of digestion. Otherwise, you get loose motion, right? So, when you do not supplement knowledge with sadhana, that knowledge can become destructive. And you can misuse the philosophy for wrong purpose. Right? So therefore, be very careful. We have to read, we have to teach, and we have to try to live the philosophy. And that's how the Paramahamsa will be fulfilled, that we can preserve this for thousands and thousands of years. Hare Krishna.
The next point which Matsya Avatar is teaching us is about the boat. Right? Only when you are aboard that boat, you can be saved. So what does that boat for us represent? Right? What does that boat represent? All answers are right, of course. Guru, Krishna, association of devotees. And all this we have got because we have taken shelter of ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON, we have taken shelter of Prabhupada. So, our dear Bhakti Charu Maharaj always used to say that whatever happens, which is as we have been hearing, that everything can happen. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong in our life at some time or the other, right? So when such adversities will come, if we are aboard the boat, we will be saved. So now the question is that even on the boat, there are problems. Does it happen?
Yes.
We came to Krishna consciousness, we joined the temple thinking everything is wonderful, everything is nice, but sometimes there are some misunderstandings, some heartburns, some burnouts, even among devotees. Does it happen? Everybody. Very vigorously. It happens. Why? Because even ISKCON is part of the material world. We are still here in the material world and we are all devotees in the making. Work in progress. We say no, caution, work in progress. The road is blocked, work in progress. So we are all devotees in progress. We have not become pure devotees. So because we are devotees in progress, we have our conditionings. My conditioning rubs against your conditioning. So it causes difficulty to you. Some mental difficulties, some different difficulties happen. Right? Does it happen? So if there are difficulties on the boat and the boat is in the middle of the ocean, what should you do? Leave the boat and jump into the ocean, right? What should you do? You might slip on the boat, but that's okay. But at least you are on the boat. Huh? What is better, slip on the boat and remain on the boat, or I slipped on this boat? What type of boat? Let me jump into the ocean. Huh? Does that work like that? Doesn't work. And that is what that is where our faith comes. That no matter what, it's not that only things are going to happen outside, things can happen inside also. And when we are new, everything seems exciting. We have still not gone through the, what do you say,
the journey.
But certain things may happen, whatever happens, but still we have to have faith that outside is worst. Some person had made a statement, that the worst devotee, it's not a good word to use.
No, don't say that.
It's not a good word to use, that's what I'm saying, The worst devotee is better than the best karmi. Because he is dear to the Lord, he is victim of his conditionings, we give benefit of doubt to them, but along with that, there are other devotees whom we can take shelter of in the same boat. but don't leave the boat. Bhakti Charu Maharaj again and again said, even Giriraj Maharaj said, don't leave the boat of the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Right? Because we are an institute, we are in the material world, things happen, they will happen, they have happened, but that's not a problem. But we should never leave the boat, because that's the only way to be able to sail across. Right? We need to sail across the stormy ocean. The storm is there outside. Sometimes some small dhakka bikka comes in the boat also, because the storm is there outside. No? But if we understand this in the right perspective, that better to slip in the boat and get up and gather yourself again with the help of others in the boat, than to jump out of the boat and fall into the stormy ocean, which is sure short death.
And lost forever.
Lost forever and sure short death. There is no. If the storm, there will be whirlpools, there will be timingala fish, whales, sharks, sure short. What is your possibility to survive that? But at least on the boat, there is still some hope.
Hare Krishna. This boat of which Prabhupada has given us is blessed. This boat is blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is blessed by the Shada Goswamis. It is blessed by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. It is blessed by Anuragam Das Thakur. This boat which Prabhupada has given us is a result of the blessing Prabhupada received from the entire parampara. Right? Therefore, it is a transcendental boat, definitely. And therefore, we need to learn the dynamics of how to live within the boat with diverse type of people. All different species are there. There will be different types of devotees will be there also. Correct. So then, are you with us through all these lessons which you are learning? If you are with us, say loud Hari Bol. Is it not amazing that Matsya Avatar is teaching us so many things?
Hari Bol.
Right? We never went so deep into Matsya Avatar so far. No? Yes, each and every reel of the Lord has got jewels. Another beautiful jewel is when Maharaj Satyavrata is doing his ablutions, right? And he is taking something in the hand. Unexpectedly, who comes? The fish comes, right? And that time, the fish actually is the Lord. Is it not most unexpected that he didn't expect a fish and then a speaking fish, and that speaking fish would be the supreme personality of Godhead? How very amazing is that particular thing for him, right? So Krishna can manifest in any way.
Most unexpected.
Unexpected way. There are some standards in which Krishna is there. Krishna is there in the deity form, standard. Is there in the Grantha form, standard. Is there in the form of Vaishnavas, standard, right? That is always there. But please remember, Krishna is not limited. How can I appear somewhere else? Krishna can appear in any way, right? And therefore, if we are tuned into Krishna, you can get signals of Krishna from diverse places. All that requires to be always tuned into it, right? Like I'll give an example. We were doing a drama on Manipur culture, Maharaj Bhagyachandra, and how he started the entire Manipur culture of. So you can see Krishna in Manipur dress. You have seen Manipur, yeah. So we were doing a drama on him, and we were wondering how to get what type of dress is Manipur dress. How do they actually make it? So we were just wondering, how can we get Manipur dress? Is not available in the market. He said, like, yeah, not available. Where do you just get this? So we were at the Mira Road station, right, going towards temple, and on that day we were thinking about this. A person came dressed in Manipur dress. Said, hey Vishaka, Manipur dress, dekho paisa. This is how you're supposed to make it, right? Another example. I'm not a little dramatist, so giving another drama example. So I was supposed to play a role of an African, in one drama called as The Legacy of Love
On Mother Ladini.
on Mother Ladini, right? Now, it's a very cruel role I was supposed to play, a very demoniac role, and also speak like an African. So, the rehearsal time was going on. I was wondering how to speak like an African. You have a proper accent. And I sat in the train, and in front of me came an African.
Two African boys.
Two Africans, right? And they were talking. I want to do that right now. So,
You can say something.
is that
Say
for-
something. In African language.
Yeah. They speak in African language, right? African. so I saw them speaking, how they're speaking. I said, yeah, now I get it, right? So if you see the drama, if you happen to get time to see the drama, Mother Ladini is the last scene is where I play the role of Prince Johnston. So because I was, is there on the YouTube? Yeah. So because if I was not tuned into African role, then if African sitting on me, क्या कैसे लोग बैठे सब? I don't have whatever I would have thought about them, because I'm tuned into Africa, and therefore I'm spotting Africans. So it is about frequencies. What frequencies you tune into, that frequency you access. It's like a remote. There are so many programs on the television, right? There's so many channels. FM, so many channels are there. I don't know how many channels are there, right? But something happened. Hare Krishna. So, but only what frequency you
So can we
press,
share this?
when you press a particular button, right? Then you access a particular frequency. So that program is telecast at that frequency, and you see it on the screen. So my dear devotees, Krishna can speak through so many ways. When Srila Prabhupada was told, for example, that Swamiji, you are not walking enough. He had a paralytic attack, Prabhupada had in 1967. You're not walking enough.
I'm Karmi doctor.
Karmi doctor, the Karmi doctor, maybe he's a neurophysician, whatever he was said. Prabhupada said, I was running Ayurvedic pharmacy, I know everything about medicines also. I know what medicine to take also. So तुम्हारा काम करो, मैं करता हूँ जो भी करने का. He would have said that. But Prabhupada said that Krishna is saying through this, because Prabhupada is always tuned into Krishna, 100% of the time. We are trying sometimes to tune into Krishna. He's always tuned into. And from that day, you see Prabhupada started walking in the morning. So all the morning walks which you see, Venice Beach, Juhu Beach, in Central Park, in Tompkins Square Park, Washington Square Park, all those walks are what? They came as a result of that one instruction. Swamiji, you need to walk. You are not walking enough. Right?
It was a comment.
It's just a comment.
Yeah,
Yes.
passing.
But Prabhupada took it. Someone told Prabhupada that actually you're writing these magazines, backward magazines, but just two pages, 3 pages are there. People are going to read it and put it in a dustbin. Why need to write books? My guru is speaking through this. Right? So, when you are tuned into Krishna, when Bilvamangal Thakur, for example, you may have probably heard before. So, he got so enamored by this prostitute, and he would go to meet her at all cost. And there was such a big, almost like a deluge that particular day, right? And there was floods everywhere. So he went through the flood, right? And he grabbed something just to meet this prostitute, because he was eager. He had to meet the prostitute on that particular night, right? He took something and he went there and he realized that it's a dead corpse. And then he went up and he had to climb into a room through the window, because you should not open the door for him, right? So he climbed the window, then he climbed, and actually when he saw back, it was a snake he had climbed down, right? And he jumped, broke the glasses and jumped inside. I have come to meet you. And he was Chintamani, I come to meet you. I said, what nonsense. You come to meet me. At the same eagerness you had to meet me, you had for Krishna, you would go back to Godhead. His guru was Somagiri. Seeing the deplorable state of his disciple, Somagiri spoke through a prostitute, right? And because it was such a pure message coming from prostitute, so Krishna manifests through even it doesn't mean you have to go to prostitutes for learning from them. So don't take the wrong example. But the point is that when we are tuned into Krishna, Krishna can speak through so many ways, right? Also, when you hear a lecture, probably if you're tuned in, if you are going through some trouble, this is happened with many devotees, and we go through troubles, we go through challenges. This part of life, as we said, right? And you're hearing a nice lecture by a spiritual master, by a senior, wonderful Lord Vaishnava, and you are really tuned in, and you're not hearing it, you're taking shelter of that lecture, and you can be sure that Krishna will speak something to that speaker, which will say, now I can deal with this.
Or even just open a book
Yeah.
sometimes.
I can now understand what is happening in my life. You will get your answer through the particular person. That is the way Krishna is so tuned in. So what it means, Krishna is very much tuned into us. So we have to tune into him. When his tuning, our tuning matches together, our life becomes perfect. Correct? Krishna is always tuned into us, but we are not tuned into him, so we don't access him, we don't connect, we don't really get the message. So remain always tuned into Krishna by hearing, by chanting, by proper association and sadhana, and practicing humility of the heart. Krishna reciprocates more with humble devotees than with proud devotees. In fact, pride sort of sometimes repels, so you may not get perfect tuning. But if you are truly humble, you get higher frequency much more easier, right? So that's what Krishna can come in any form. He can come even as a fish, as in the case of Maharaj Satyavrata.
I think I'll just take this and then we can conclude with this. Time. So one of the last lessons, because we have to conclude somewhere, is how the Lord reveals himself gradually to the proportion to which we nurture it, right? As they say, bhakti grows when properly nurtured. If the king would have thrown the fish back in it, then he wouldn't have got all this mercy which he got. But what did he do? He nurtured the fish properly. He took the fish, put it in a bigger bowl, put him in a bigger bowl, put him in a bigger bowl, and took care of him, right? So similarly, as devotees, because Krishna's mercy is very dynamic, right? Krishna's presence becomes more evident in our life as we serve him with increasing faith and sincerity. To the extent we do that, to that extent, the Lord is going to reciprocate. And the Lord's mercy also keeps expanding in our life. If you notice that when you first time came in touch with a devotee, what happened? What happened? You got the Bhakti Lata beej. Just a beej was given. But that beej, you could have just taken and put it on the side. But because what did you do? You nurtured that beej. How do you nurture the Bhakti Lata beej? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Vandanam, Sakyam, Dasyam. So the 9 processes of devotional service. We land up doing what? We nurture our bhakti like that. And when we are nurturing the bhakti with great care and attention, without committing offenses, we are not careless about it, ठीक है अभी मिला है, so I'll do a favor, ठीक है प्रभु जी बुलाते रहते हैं संडे को, एक बार चले जाए तो. That was what was my attitude before. My friend used to keep calling me to the temple and I was avoiding her. Then after 10-15 times of calling, I said, एक बार चली जाती हूँ तो उसका मुंह बंद हो जाएगा. Then she will stop calling. But then that was it. Krishna caught me at that time. He captured me. I literally went so that she stops bothering me, by calling me. Every time I would not go, she would call on Sunday. Hey, you didn't come. I said, no, car is there. I'll send you a car. I said, nobody is there. I'll do this. And every reason, excuse of mine, she had an answer for, my Shiksha Guru. So then I said, now I have no other excuses left. Now the only thing I can do is I'll go and shut her mouth. So that next time if she tells me, I can say, I came now once. Baat khatam. But Krishna is so wonderful that I realized on that day. So same way, when we are nurturing our bhakti sincerely, then dynamically we start feeling Krishna's mercy more in our life. Mercy is there, but we don't realize it. But to the extent we are doing that, to that extent we can feel the mercy grow, our faith grow, our sincerity grow, just like the fish kept growing because the king nurtured the fish properly. So this is a very important lesson which we can learn from the Matsya avatar, that whatever you are getting association, don't take it for granted. Initial enthusiasm which we had, that wow, it's Sunday, let me go, or okay, next another day has come, let me pick up my japamala and chant, all that excitement, enthusiasm. But then what happens? Newton's law applies. Newton's law, na?
What goes
No,
up?
law of gravity. Law of gravity is that
What goes up comes down.
goes up, our devotion was going up, 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 but then the material energy starts working on it, and you start taking things for granted. अरे हर संडे तो जाते ही है ना, अभी क्या जाने का है मतलब एवरी रथ यात्रा अभी हम नहीं करेंगे, कोई और करेगा प्रभु जी, वी शुड गिव अपॉर्चुनिटी टू न्यू पीपल टू डू. यू लैंड अप फीलिंग लाइक दैट. हमारी यात्रा में ऐसे होता था. दैट टाइम देयर स्मॉल पीपल, स्मॉल ग्रुप इन द यात्रा, so people had to carry the sound system. So there was this one very enthusiastic devotee, he would always want to carry the speaker. Not easy to carry and walk all the time. He would always carry and walk. So after few yatras, we saw that he was going little more behind, and then he gave that service to some other devotee. So then we just asked him, Prabhuji, आजकल आप वो साउंड सिस्टम नहीं उठाते हैं? अरे किसी और को सेवा देना चाहिए ना, everybody should get an opportunity to do seva. I was going behind, away from devotees, away, right? So why was I selling this? I forgot. Yeah, it should not come down, and by normal course of action it is going to come down. So how do we prevent it from coming down? By always remaining with enthusiastic, struggling devotees. Because we all are struggling, right? Even the pure devotees struggle to remember Krishna. Everybody. Once Prabhupada was standing in front of the deities and praying intensely. So some devotee asked, Prabhupada, what are you praying? He's saying, I am praying to Radha and Krishna that I may never fall in Maya. Now Prabhupada is praying that. You will get bewildered. Why does Prabhupada need to pray that? But why does he not fall in Maya? Because he is praying to not fall in Maya. If we don't pray, we will fall. If Prabhupada is asking like that, he is doing it to teach us, right? So always to remain vigilant, to carefully nurture our bhakti. And bhakti means the processes of bhakti. All this, what we are talking about now, Vida. Diligently we have to try to keep on doing that, and then the Lord's mercy will manifest and protect us in whatever we go through in life, with giving us the blessing of that faith which is much required to be able to overcome adversity.
Hare Krishna. So this is more or less the summary of this very special incarnation of Krishna, Keshava Dhrita Mina Sharira, right? So next time look at Matsya Avatar, look at him with another attitude. My dear Lord, you are the same Krishna who plays the flute, Shamam Tribhangam, Lalitam, Niyata Prakasham, Govindamadi Purusham. It's the same Krishna who plays his flute, the same Lord Ram who is the Param Dhan of Hanumanji, right? The same Lord who is Parshuram, the same Lord who came as Vamanavatar, also came as Matsya, right? And then in this way, the Lord has given us so many valuable lessons. As we say, if we just, what does it take, like Prabhupada said this, right? What does it take the son of a rich man to actually get the father's riches? Father is very rich. He's a multi-millionaire person, and everything is going to come to the son. The father is not going to live forever. What is it required for the son to get the father's riches? Just remain alive. If he remains alive, he will inherit the father's riches, right? So Krishna is our father. He has got unlimited riches to share with us of the spiritual world. All that we need to do is to remain alive and well in Krishna consciousness. Just remain alive, just remain connected, just remain in this beautiful Sangha. This is the rarest thing, more rare than Kohinoor. The Kohinoor is just a mundane diamond, right? And when Dhruva Maharaj went to get a kingdom more greater than his great grandfather, when he saw Prishnigarva Vishnu, he said, "My dear Lord, I'm looking for broken pieces of glass. And now I have received the real diamond." Dear devotees, whether we like it or not, whether we have faith or not, everything of this world which our mind may hanker for is nothing better than a broken piece of glass. It seems to shine, but if you come too close to the glass, you will be cut. Right? But Krishna is that Shiromani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called as Mahaprabhu's this particular word Kabira used about him is called as Data Shiromani. Mahaprabhu is called as Data Shiromani. That means there has never been a Data. Data means one who gives. Among givers, right? He is the highest. Among people who give bless, he is Varadaraj. One who gives Vara. Vara means giving blessings. Among that, he is the king. He is Varadaraj, right? And therefore, the Lord is eager to give us and share the treasures and pleasures of the spiritual sky with us, right? All that we need to do is remove the anchor and say 3 words. Only 3 words. Ramayana says 3 words. If we should say, what are those 3 golden words? My dear Lord, I am yours. The moment those 3 words come from our heart, that my Lord, from today I decide that I am yours. Once you say that, Krishna takes complete charge of you because you have become his. It's like if this is your hand, you take full charge of your hand because it is your hand. So when you become Krishna's, Krishna takes full charge of you, right? And therefore, we have this understanding. We are not part of this family, we are not part of this world, we are not part of this country. We are part of Krishna. Krishna, I am yours, now and forever. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Any questions, reflections?
Late now for you.
Yeah, and
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram.
Ram Ram.
Ram Ram.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
So Prabhuji and Mataji, very grateful. This was, how many of us felt that this session was specifically for me?
Haribo.
Yes. This is what happens when Prabhuji makes some amazing points in the last 2 days. And I've recorded them all there in the channel. You can go and see. He said, according to how we tune, we receive it. And today also, Prabhuji is saying the same thing, that according to how we tune, right? We will receive it. We will receive it. It's already there. We have to just tune into it. Like Prabhuji said, this tune, that tune together, we can give it. You can leave it here. Yeah. So, Prabhu, a couple of announcements, is it okay? Because next week, Hare Krishna. So, we are very grateful to Prabhuji and Mataji that they have taken their time to come to Hyderabad. And in their busy schedule, don't think they are easily available. Again, if you have to get them here, there is a 1 year wait, right? Because they travel so much, they have their responsibilities, they have their commitments in many places. Not like, they are going around to say that I've gone to this place. They're very personal in their dealings. Prabhuji and Mati always say, we go there to help devotees. We go there to address the problems of devotees. So the devotees become more stronger in their faith and they can serve nicely. So they are coming here with lot of empowerment from the parampara. They're coming here from lot of, blessings from their spiritual master, from Srila Prabhupada, that this is their prime duty, is go and help all of us. And we all need help. If somebody is sitting here and thinking, I don't need help, you really need help. That is the biggest problem, that we think that we don't need help. Right? In Kali Yuga, the doctor is running behind the patient. We keep hearing that, right? Please help yourself. Please help yourself. Today also Prabhuji is telling me, help yourself. Get your entire body scanned. I want to see the report. Because I'm not helping myself. He is a genuine well-wisher. And that's something that, if you see the poster of Prabhupada there, with Sukirti Radha Mataji and Harshal Prabhu, they together designed it. I told one important word you have to keep there at the end. When Prabhupada signs is your ever well-wisher. That is the punchline of the entire poster. Right? And everybody who is being invited here is representing that statement of Prabhupada, that they are our ever well-wishers. Whatever Prabhuji and Mataji spoke here is not to raise funds, is not to ask something from us that we don't want to give. Whatever they spoke here is with the only motive that they are our well-wishers. And if we stop seeing devotees as our well-wishers, then we are the most unfortunate. The day we lose association of devotees, we keep our thought process that, I'm okay. Okay means, oh Krishna. That's another thing Prabhuji told in this visit. Then, right? So, it's really Lord Jagannath's reciprocation that Prabhuji and Mataji have come here, and they are preparing us for the next. What is going to come? I'm just going to give a small example. There used to be one person I used to deal with, and he never believed in God. If you go to his house, he has a library of versions of Bhagavad Gitas. I used to tell him Hare Krishna, and he would never repeat Hare Krishna. I spoke to him for 3 years, Prabhuji, 3 years. Deliberately say Hare Krishna. He'll say, yeah. Tell Hare Krishna. He will never tell Hare Krishna. He did not tell Hare Krishna. I'm not telling that's the only way to prove it. But he was blunt on it. It was very apparent that he doesn't want to take the name of God. It was very apparent. It's not assuming. 3 years, once in a week I'm talking and never repeats Hare Krishna. On the phone, in person, never. And at one point, while we were having a morning walk, he said, I don't believe in this God and everything, I believe in goodness, humanity, charity, whatever isms I believe, but I don't believe in God. Like that he spoke. Then, at one point, now Krishna knows how to bend anyone. Nobody can be spared. And Krishna doesn't need to do that. His material energy will do that. Unfortunately, his wife got cancer. Horrible cancer. And I didn't know that. And I was doing my morning walk. He came to me and I was chanting. He came to me and the way he was looking at me, I asked him, Kya hua? You're okay? Said, suddenly tears started filling his eyes. Never seen him in that state. Never. He's a millionaire. No scarce of funds. And he just looked into my eyes and said, my wife got cancer and I don't know what to do. And plop, one tear came out. Then immediately said, Prabhu, don't worry. Krishna is there. And then he said, Hare Krishna. It had to be that way. Then he said, I asked him, what are you doing about it? I'm going to the best of the doctors. I'm spending money. I'm doing whatever it takes. I said, Prabhu, I'll pray for her. I'll pray for your wife. I'll pray for your family. You have done something good for me. I'm going to do my best of praying. And I'll suggest you something. So I started referring some hospitals and this and that. He had already a lot of contacts. I don't think he needed that help. Then he started telling, now I have started doing some yajnas in my house. I'm calling, whatever. And I'm seeing a changed person. Now, do we want to change like that? Or do we want to change voluntarily, heartfully, lovingly? Of course, Krishna also doesn't want us to change like that. But material energy will force us to take to that point, right? Yeah. So like Prabhuji said, sweat in peace. When we are in peace, remember God, prepare for God's, access, so that when we are in trouble, we can feel His presence. So today's lecture was amazing. And it's again a reiteration that many times when problems come in life, we go away from devotees. That is I don't know what makes people do that. But remember that when you go away from devotees when you're in troubles, you are adding to the trouble. You're not subtracting the trouble. You're just adding it. Right? And that's one thing that Maya wants to do, is that she will take you away from association, and then you are completely vulnerable for anything. Now, the announcement that I have is next week onwards, we are starting can somebody pass on a pamphlet from there? A couple of them. We already have. Don't worry, there are a lot of them here. Yeah. Okay. So from next week onwards, we are starting some batches. Now, how many of you feel that, oh, you want to get on here? Yes. Yeah. Washroom is there. Make some space. When you are in deep trouble, and at that time somebody comes and gives you exactly what you need, how would you feel? Right? And you don't know where to go. Like during the COVID time, my father got COVID, and I was looking for that medicine, that injection. I forgot the name of the injection. No. Some injection. Huh? Remedies. Remedy? Something. Remedy spear. Something like that. Remedy spear. So I was looking for that, and it was going in back. One injection was going for 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, one injection. I'm sure you all would have heard it that time, right? At that time, one person called me from the devotional circle. I didn't even call him. He got to know my father has COVID. He called me and said, Prabhu, I know a person who can give you that injection. Right now, go to Narayanguda and take it. I said, how much? He said, 2,000 for 3 injections. Go. I said, what? Now, where did this come from? Now, how much happy would I felt? Just think about it. My father is dying, it's COVID. He needs it. He's diabetic. And immediately went to Narayanguda, got that injections. I was holding 3 injections, which cannot be found unless they are bought in black. And they are in my hands, and somebody called me. How much gratitude should I have for that person? And that is Lakshmikant Prabhu's wife. Sunita Mataji. Prabhu, just go. Right? I will never forget that. Now the same thing I'm asking you. There are so many people outside waiting for that help. You don't know that they are waiting for that help. But everybody, Bhagavatam is explaining, is they are waiting for Krishna. They are waiting for that faith. They are waiting for that help. They are desperate, but they don't know where to go and ask. We know where they have to go and ask. We got it. We all got it. Isn't it? Causelessly, we all got it. Maybe some prayerfully, some got it. I got it causelessly. I don't know why I got it. They don't have it. And it is our service to give it to them. It is our duty to give it to them. And Krishna wants us to give it to them. When you look at Jagannath has appeared and seeing with big eyes to deliver everybody, and he wants us, like Prabhuji was saying, Krishna also takes the service of the devotees. Right? Now it's our turn to serve Krishna. It's our turn. And by Krishna's grace, we are starting 9 new batches from this 27th. 9 new batches. Right? So this 27th of June. 9 new batches. Different types of batches. Some of them already started in a small way, but 9 new. And I humbly request, Prabhuji and Mataji to please pray. Prabhu, this is I need your intense prayer that they should be a medium that we can serve Krishna. All these batches, different batches on weekdays, weekends, mainly the weekends, they all should be a grand success. We are here opening the doors. We are declaring to Lord Krishna, Krishna, you want us to access the devotees, access your children. We are opening the doors. The doors are open. Now send them, and we are here to serve. Are we ready to serve? Huh? Because they are Krishna's guests. They are not ordinary people who are going to be coming. Everybody who has scanned it, and they already joined. Our groups are filled with Krishna's children right now. Each group. I want to also first announce who are the devotees who are taking the prime service of sitting here and taking classes for them. So we all will chant heartful 3 Haribols for each one of them and bless them. Pray for them that they should be successful in their endeavor. Do you want to do that? Yeah? Okay. Every Saturday, here you go. Every Saturday morning, I need blessings. I am also starting a batch. Saturday morning, 9 to 11:30. Please bless me. Haribol. 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 Yes. This was my wife's order that I have to do a new batch. Okay. So, next, Satya Srinivas Prabhu and Shirsha Mataji. Can you please stand up? Shirsha. Yes. So, both of them are starting a Telugu batch every Saturday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. Please bless them immensely. Haribol. 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 Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. This has to be, Prabhu, don't do it like a ritual. Krishna is watching all this. I am sure one of your prayers is genuine, or many, and that will help us. So, whoever that person is, please keep praying. Every Saturday, from 4:30 to 6:30, we have a teenage girls class, right? And it's going to be on every Saturday, 4:30 to 6:30. Can I request Surbi Mataji to please get up? And who else is assisting you, Mataji? Kavita Mataji. And my wife? Kanuradha Mataji. Yeah, please, both of you get up. Please bless my wife Anuradha Priyadevi Dasi and also Surbi Agarwal Mataji with heartfelt, 3 Haribols, that so many future Matajis, teenage girls will be coming to Krishna consciousness. Haribol. 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 Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, another one. Sunday morning. Yeah, there is another one more. Yeah, Saturday, 3 to 4 o'clock. 3 to 4 o'clock, we have children's program. The children's program, many parents have signed up. I can already see more than 150 names, numbers. I don't know, something like that. So, Brahmari Radha Mataji and Sarasa Radhika Mataji and Lakshmi Mataji. Is she here? No. Okay. So, they have taken responsibility of nurturing the next generation and also requesting their parents to join the batches. As a whole family can be cultivated. So let us pray intensely that Krishna, we are all children, but they are little children. So until from, what is the age? We are 7 to 15 years. 7 to 15 years. So they are going to serve all those children here every Saturday from 3 to 4 p.m. Let's heartfully, once again pray heartfully, this genuine prayer. 3 times Haribols. Haribol! 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 Prabhuji and Matajis, these prayers are very important. My spiritual master is Ullas Radhanath Swami Maharaj once gave a lecture. My favorite lecture, Power of Prayers. You can go and browse and hear it. Unbelievable lecture. Right? So don't miss it. Okay. Now, that is Saturday for you. We still have one more day. Right? When IT people are alive, it's one more day. Sunday. Okay, Sunday morning, I request Arvind Prabhu and Padma Mataji to please stand up. Arvind Prabhu has gone. You can stand up. Yeah. So they are starting an English batch on Sunday morning from 8 o'clock to 10:30 a.m. And many have subscribed for that. And I'm praying to Lord Krishna that many lost souls who are looking for Krishna will come to that batch. And they were already serving in Mahima Avatar. They moved to Radhe Vilas on Telapur, but they voluntarily, Prabhuji said, I want to do this batch. He said, please do it. Please come and do it. It's an opportunity to serve. So let's pray that batch will be immensely successful by connecting many people to Krishna by 3 loud Haribols. Haribol! Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Prabhuji's intensity should increase with your Hari Bols with every new batch. There's so much we are praying and we want to serve Krishna. And then on Sunday afternoon from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. there is a batch in Hindi. Right? So that is being taken by Priya Gopi Mataji and Shri Gopal Prabhu. Are they here today? Yeah, oh, there. The son's NEET exam. Yeah, NEET exam. Yeah. So wherever they are, prayers go till there. Let us intensely pray that that batch should be successful. Many people who came from North India to find Maya in Hyderabad, Krishna will catch them here in Hindi, right? In their own language. And they'll be connected to Krishna Bhakti. 3 loud, enthusiastic Haribols for Shri Gopal Prabhu and Priya Gopi Mataji. Haribol! 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 Hare Krishna. Yes. And then we have a teenage boys program. Teenage girls is done, teenage boys on Sunday. 2 p.m. to 3:30. I request Sunil Sachdev Prabhu and Harshal Prabhu. Both of them have taken the big task of motivating teenage boys from not going to a mall and coming to the center, right? And bringing Krishna into their lives. Very difficult. So Prabhuji is going to focus on the SSR side. Prabhuji is going to focus on the values side and motivational seminars. They are going to together design and execute. Let us pray that they should be successful. Because you know why? Because these teenage boys, one boy, if he becomes Krishna conscious, how many will be delivered? Can you imagine? The potency of one person becoming Krishna consciousness is his entire Gotra, right to his ancestors, to the next families below, right? Everybody will be delivered to Krishna. So please pray intensely that they both should be immensely successful in their endeavors in this service. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hare Krishna. Yes. And then, yeah? Up to temple. Yes. There is first floor Krishna affair. Sorry, what a Punjabi affair? Here there is Krishna affair. Third floor. Yeah. And then there is Kirtan training. For that there is limited registrations, but it happens every Sunday, 4:30 to 5:30. And of course, in the evening, Sunday evening, we'll continue the Sunday feast, where we will be inviting such elite speakers, realized souls. Sometimes me, I'll be filling the gaps. But this will also continue. And let us pray that this should continue with the same enthusiasm, same dedication, where nobody feels okay here. Everybody feels a need for coming here. And nobody, is spared from Krishna's association. So let us pray for all the speakers who are going to come here. We're going to invite. There are many amazing souls who are already planning to come. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is already lined up in August. And in September, Vishwarup Prabhu is coming. October, Gaurang Darshan Prabhu is coming. Right? So these are just going to go on. And there are going to be sannyasis coming. There are going to be so many souls coming. So we are working on it. And I also request everybody to contribute for the center, because we have to buy their tickets, buy their travel, everything. There is a monthly contribution you can do. Even regular monthly 500 rupees is enough, or 5,000 is enough, 10,000 is enough. You can use that scanner code. Just say to yourself that this is what I want to do for getting this from Krishna. This is my little seva. And we can do more and more programs like this. And you all know the Nityam Prashad Seva that's going on. Right? It's already going on here. And we'll continue. So many families are contributing for their birthdays, anniversaries. How much? 2,116 rupees. And we are able to serve Prashadam for at least 150 drones, 150 to 200 drones on your behalf. And you can also come and do every evening from 6 to 6:30. We are doing it here, Nityam Prashad. So be part of it. Right? That also the same scanner code of ISKCON. And then after that, we also have Aartis, which have already started. As I said, some programs are starting on 27. Some programs are already started. Every morning from 7:30 to 8. Right? 7:30 to 8, there will be a Mangalarti here. You all can learn how to do Aarti. Mangalarti, Narsimha Aarti, Tulasi Aarti, Guru Aarti. Half an hour. And then reading of Bhagavad Gita. Right here. Bhagavatam in the morning, Bhagavad Gita in the evening. right? So that is going to happen. So anyway, there is a class every day morning from 8 to 9. Even if one person comes, the class will go on. No one comes, the person reads for himself. But this is going to go on. So please attend the aartis. If you are nearby here, why don't you start your day by going for a aarti? For a change, start your day before going to office. Just come and attend aarti, then go. See the difference. And some of them are also chanting here. Every morning, the center, they try to open 5:36. And they chant their 16 rounds or any number of rounds before they go to work. And every evening also there is Gaur Aarti at 7 to 7:30. And there is a Bhagavad Gita reading in English from 7:30 to 8:30. Right? So please, you can come evening. You can end your day. This is what our ancestors did. When they worked in the fields, they would go to temple in the morning, come to temple in the evening. Now again, we have that opportunity right here in Gachibowli. And apart from that, every afternoon, Monday to Friday, I only talked about Saturday and Sunday, right? Aartis are Monday to Monday. But then there is a class in Telugu and Hindi for afternoon. Parents, people are working from home or lost their work, whichever way. You can come from 11 to 1 o'clock, 3 to 5 o'clock. 11 to 1 o'clock, 3 to 5 o'clock. 2 different batches we are starting from this next Monday, which is from 29th of June, right? Already few people have subscribed. So this is going to be a Telugu batch from 11 to 1 and a Hindi batch from 3 to 5. So this also, so please say Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yes. So, and there is one amazing another batch which is in the weekend now. First we kept on Friday evening, but now it is shifted to weekend. That is about Sattvic cooking and lifestyle by Shalu Mataji and Anil Prabhu. Here they are conducting this class. You can learn cooking. You can come here, learn cooking. You know, sometimes you have to learn cooking. Just not order Swiggy, tomato, Zomato. No. You know, we can learn cooking in a small way, Sattvic way. What to choose, what ingredient not to choose, what is harmful for our health. When you go to that supermarket, it's completely dragging us to a cancer hospital. That supermarket, you don't know, but they know. So they're going to give knowledge not only how to cook, but what to cook, where to buy, you know, how much to use. All those knowledge will come. And in between all of that is sitting Krishna. Right? The power of digestion is Krishna. So Krishna consciousness also means a kitchen religion. Prabhupada told it's a kitchen religion. It starts in the kitchen. Right? So you have to cook for Krishna and devotees. So please, you can subscribe for that. 11:30 to 1 o'clock, the scanner code is there. Though it says the time is Friday evening, but it is 11:30 to 1 o'clock every Saturday. So let us pray that their efforts will come true and many people will make Sattvic choices. By 3 loud Hari Bols. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So Prabhuji and Mataji, so there is this pamphlet. If you want more, you can pick up the pamphlet. They are right there and right here. You can share it to your friends. Even now there is 7 days time. They can still subscribe, 6 days time rather. They can still subscribe. Give it to your neighbor. Just give it and tell. Here are your choices. No, I don't have time. Really? How many slots do we have here? Right? Now Krishna has not left any slot. When we were discussing one time about all these programs and I told, we need to clean the center. Satya Prabhu told, where did you leave the time to clean the center? There is program going on all the time. Where is the time to clean the center? Right? Yes. The center is there to clean our hearts. Right? And whenever we come here, our hearts are cleaned. Cheto darpana marjanam, bhava mahadvavagni nirvaparam. Right? It is going to clean our heart. So let us be enthusiastic to bring people here. And I start in the beginning. I told people are looking for this. Like I was looking for that injection for my father. Somebody is looking for the injection of Krishna consciousness. They don't know where to go. You can be the medium. Go give it. You don't know whether they need it or not, but you'll be surprised that if they come to Krishna consciousness, they will pray for you immensely. Every devotee who has come to Krishna consciousness through you, they will not only pray in this life, but eternally they'll pray for you. Their soul will pray that you are saved. They got saved. Prabhuji and Matajis, it's not an ordinary thing we are doing. This is not a sales pitch. This is the message of Srila Prabhupada. That let us help each other. Let us help each other. Let us be true well-wishers of each other. True well-wishers. There are many well-wishers outside. But true well-wisher is the one who connects our soul back to Paramatma, right? And he stops the cycle of birth and death. And that is, we can be very much part of it. Here are the templates, right? And one other most important program that we are doing is every Thursday evening we are doing Sankirtan. And Raghunandan Prabhu is here, he is leading it. Please come. Thursday evening, 6:30 to 8:30. Actually, it's only 1 hour. By the time in 1 hour we are finishing 1,000 drones of prasad we are distributing every Thursday, Prabhuji. Please come. What is stopping you from coming? Just come. One Thursday in a month, you can come. One Thursday in a month. Not saying all the 4 Thursdays. One Thursday in a month, you decide. Just come. And there is a scanner code even for that. You can be part of the Harinam group. Some of you are coming regularly. I'm really grateful to all of you. But whoever are not coming, you're missing amazing opportunity. You're missing amazing opportunity of singing Hare Krishna mantra openly in front of thousands of people and giving the pamphlets, giving the prasad. It has a different taste. You have not experienced that taste. If you have not gone on a Sankirtan, you have not started ISKCON way of preaching. Prabhupada said Sankirtan is the way. In Gachibowli, apparently, we have not done that much Sankirtan, but now we started. And we also bought a SUV for that, Sankirtan Utsav Vahan, right? Which has everything inside it. And you don't have to carry, hold, this, that, nothing, everything inside. Just hold a mic, start doing it.
Many people calling for the
Yes. Yeah, some people are in Warangal, one Mataji called, I want the same thing. Tell me the design is. I said, no design, just take it. Right? So, Krishna is providing everything for us. Right? All that we have to do is participate enthusiastically. Not as a burden. If somebody is thinking, Prabhu, time nahi hai Prabhu. I'll tell you one thing. Recently I went on South India Yatra. I'm not going to start on that. Start on that, it will just go on. Next week I'm going to torture you with that. I'll take you temple by temple. Right? So I went to one temple that was constructed by a king. Many temples in India, when you go, especially ancient temples, you will see a person sleeping, like carved, sleeping upside down, right? Dandavat Pranam at the main door, right? So devotees, they said, whoever devotee are coming for the time immemorial, they have to step on me and go inside, because that is their humility, And most of those symbols that are drawn are of the people or of the kings who actually constructed the temple. The king who constructed the temple said, my photo should not be in the temple. My back should be on the floor so people will stamp on me, step on me and walk inside, because the dust of the feet of Vaishnavas is the greatest achievement. Right? Every temple. And I was struggling not to step, because they keep in that strategic place that you will step unknowingly. But there was one temple in Melkote where the symbol was reverse. And that king who built that temple, Chalvanarayan temple, he said, stamp on my face, stamp on my chest, stamp on my hands. And he said, I don't want it like this, I want it like this. Prabhuji, that is the spirit of service. That is the spirit of service. Right? We have to learn from our ancestors. We have to learn what does service mean. Any time all of us can die. But let us do that one genuine service in our life before we die. With full heart we should do. If there is Sankirtan, with full heart we should come and participate. If there is preaching, with full heart we should do it. Not like a ritual. It's not a ritual. It's a yajna. Sankirtan yajna. Shastra dan yajna. Right? And I also request all the preachers, whom I have requested, please individually call the people who are in your group. Individually call them. And before calling, pray to Lord Krishna that I should be able to serve this person. Right? Even if they bang the phone, no problem. You have done your part. And create your own teams who are going to personally take care of them. And most of the time, the team gets created within that group of people only. Just a matter of couple of days. Please work with Sri Gopal Prabhu and Priya Gopi Mataji for ordering prasad. According to how many people are going to come, start taking the counts. The groups are already there. You can start calling. But don't just send chat messages and expect that people will come. They are not in need of coming here. We are in need of serving them because we want service. We ask for it. We should do that service with full heart. So let's do that. And let us pray that everybody sitting here are blessing all of us, that we will be able to serve them nicely. Serve them to the extent that Krishna is pleased. And if Krishna is pleased, he will come at a pace that Garuda has to sit behind him. Right? And he'll catch each one of us and take us back. And anybody who wants to serve the devotees who are preaching during that time, by just coming here and helping people to sit down, putting the mats, serving prasadam, please volunteer. All this time, Saturday and Sunday, you can come for any of these batches. There is a pamphlet, you can know the time. Sign up for one batch. One batch, you will come for 2 hours. During that time, assist the preacher. Right? And that itself is a service. So, I congratulate everybody who have volunteered for this. And I also pray that everybody will be successful. The real success is pure service, pure intention behind the service. Right? So, I know it's a long announcement. I went on for almost 20 minutes. Half an hour? Krishna, half an hour announcement. What to do, I don't know. Yeah. So I'm done. I'm done with my announcement or announced lecture. I don't know what does it mean. But I just wanted to call out individually the devotees who are going to serve, because it's a very personal service. It's not a generic, okay, everybody start your batches. No, that's not the way. We want Krishna to look at them, Krishna to bless them, including me, that we should be able to do proper justice to this. So 27th of June, ISKCON Gachibowli Bhakti Center is going to expand multifold, right? So 27th of June. Yeah. So we need all of your blessings and service. Hari Bol. Let's pray to Lord Narsingdev, that Lord Narsingdev will remove all the obstacles and he will break the pillar out, and he'll come out and save all of us in our material life, spiritual life, so we make progress. Namaste Narasimhaya. प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्याकाशी पूर्वक्षः शीलकंकानकालाये तो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो बहिर नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहामधिं शरणं प्रपद्ये कमलपरे नकामकृतशृङ्गा कलिता हिरण्यकशिपो कानुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे अवकर कमल वरे दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो कानुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। नित्य गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल। भक्त विघ्नाश नरसिंह देव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की, शील गुरुदेव की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ग्रेस, ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ग्रेस, भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस ठाकुर गोस्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। प्रेम से बोलो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुर धाम की जय। पुण्य क्षेत्र वृंदावन धाम की जय। गंगे मैया की जय, यमुने मैया की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, कलियुग पावन तुलसी महारानी की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, ट्रांसजेंडर बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय, ट्रांसजेंडर प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंद। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांग। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। One other announcement, Prabhuji, keep one dustbin near the sink, so you all can have prasad. Put the plates near there.
Also bring your own plates.
Yeah,
And don't wash them.
Yeah. Try to bring your own plates, and if you can, so avoid the plastic thing, and don't wash your plate you're bringing there because there is scarcity of water. You can just take it to your home and wash it. Hare Krishna. So please keep the dustbins there inside. They're going out and coming inside. Hare Krishna.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे, नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे, सर्व पुण्यावतं राजन्, विश्वासो निवजायते।